Hey everybody, welcome to Sorting Myself Out, and today I'm going to talk to you about my process with the Future Authoring Program. What are the results that I've been getting from the Future Authoring Program since I started it? Well, the writing really began in September of 2018, and I got mostly all the writing done early on in that month. However, I did just recently go back and finish up some pieces that didn't feel complete to me, particularly around my financial organization. Other than that, everything was done last September, and it really did make a huge difference in my life. And I want to walk you through some of the things that really progressed for me and where I feel like I'm still hitting learning edges that aren't fulfilling me right now. I feel like I could be doing better, I could be more organized, I could be more focused on certain things. And so we'll kind of look at where I've made progress and where I'm still falling short and how I'd like to correct that moving forward. So first, let's just start with my career goals. One of the biggest things that I identified through doing the future authoring process and the writing was that I want to be a business owner and I want to be in full control of my career, and I want to start to work towards that immediately. Now, I did write some business planning down and I did really start focusing in on that, but then it started falling by the wayside. So let's talk a little bit about what happened, why I fell short, and how I can do better from here. I got into grad school. I started really focusing on that as well as doing YouTube, both my other channel and now this channel. I also got super focused on my educational reading, and the business and career building fell by the wayside a little bit. I didn't put it in the forefront. I didn't focus on it as much as I could have, and now I'm looking back on my experience thinking, wow, now it's been several months and it's time to resurface that and start to correct for the future a bit here. And I think that's why it's important to do a review process, at least for me, several months after doing this writing, because I can look at how I'm doing and where I need to make tweaks going forward. So one of the tweaks that I'm going to make is I'm going to prioritize my own entrepreneurial organization. You're probably all curious at this point, what kind of business am I wanting to start? Why do I want to start a business? Well, I'll just tell you right now. I've had training in transformational life coaching from the Earth-Based Institute. They have a wonderful training program that's very intensive called Nature Connected Coaching. I went through that program a long time ago, and I started working with clients a while ago. I really enjoy working with people. I then got a several 100-hour training with Dr. Roger Strachan, who's a psychologist and an expert in Gestalt therapy, and I started working with that. Now I'm in grad school studying depth psychology with a focus in Jungian studies to really amp up my level of expertise a little more. So that's really what I want. I want to be working with clients. I want to be useful to other people. I want other people to walk away feeling like they have more sustainable growth in their life, feeling like they're connected to what's really important to them, and that they're living authentically by their own definition. That's what I want to build my business around. So that's a little bit about my career goals. Another important goal I've been working on is taking good care of my household, making sure it's clean, making sure it's hospitable to others, and making sure that I'm taking responsibility for the things that are mine within the household. And it feels like I've made some really good progress on that. I feel like that I've stayed on top of it, and I still feel I could do better. I feel sometimes certain things take the forefront, like the house cleaning, while other things fall in the background, such as weeding. So I'd like to continue to work on staying on top of the chores so I can live in the best healthy environment possible. My next goal that I identified was I have a complete, deep, and highly competent education. This was before I had applied for grad school. I applied immediately after I finished the Future Authoring Program, and I got into grad school and have been in there for several months. Started a quarterly system that started in October, and lo and behold, here I am several months later, still enjoying my learning and really glad that I made that choice. I really honestly don't think I would have made the choice if I have never done the Future Authoring Program. And so that's one of the things that really came out of this that was really tangible. I realized that my education was very important to me. I realized that reading was very important to me and learning was very important to me. And so I took action immediately. And honestly, I don't think I would have done that if it wasn't for this. So I think that's a pretty cool result. And now I'm doing reading on a regular basis. And overall, I feel that my educational process is going pretty strongly, and I've learned a lot in the past several months. I mean, since September of 2018, I feel like a different person as far as the educational resources that I can draw upon. I will say that I need to tweak my reading routine. I don't like reading later on in the day. I like reading first thing in the morning and getting it done while I'm focused and alert. I want to wake up a little bit earlier than I'm waking up right now, and I want to start reading shortly after my meditation practice and my journaling practice. That way I have a good solid 2 hours, 2.5 hours of reading a day to start, and then if I feel like reading more later, either for leisure or just because I feel extra focused, then I can, but at least I have that solid expectation and routine every morning. That's what I would like to tweak, and that's what I'm committed to going forward, and I just started that process here this week, so I'll keep you posted on that as I go along. Okay, here is one, my spiritual practice, my mindfulness practice, whatever you want to call it. It's important to me to be meditating, journaling, self-reflecting, going outside and connecting to nature. These are all things that feed what I call my soul. It's really important to me to be engaging these activities. I feel that I have made progress in this area. I have done a lot of self-exploration and journaling and meditating over the last several months. However, I feel like I'm falling short on my morning routine. And my morning routine is one of the most important parts of my entire practice, my entire spiritual goals. To be connected, to be grounded, to be mindful. And what's been happening is the first thing I've been doing a lot in the mornings is looking at my phone. And when I look at my phone, either get on YouTube or social media, I get distracted, I'm not mindful, I'm not focused, and I don't start my day off on the right foot. Even if it's only for 5 or 20 minutes or whatever it is, I still don't feel that I'm on track with my goals when I'm looking at my phone first thing in the morning. And that's one of the things, since I've done this writing, I feel like I need to tweak now. I need to now come back to the drawing board, and first thing in the morning, the only reason I should be looking at my phone is 1, to turn my alarm off, and 2, if I feel like putting some peaceful focusing music on, that's fine. But otherwise, no phone until my morning routine is established. I've done my meditation, I've done my journaling, and I've read for a significant period of time. That's my new commitment. I'll keep you all posted on how that goes. So that I think will bring my goal of spiritual progress to a better level. I also think maybe a little bit of a nightly journaling routine would be good. I haven't decided if I need to do that or not, but I'm considering it. A lot of times I end up doing journaling and meditating mid-afternoon when I have a break as well. All right, there's 2 more that I want to share with you. There's 8 overall, but I'm just going to share these ones for today. Another one that has been really important to me that I established in September was my physical fitness and health. At around that point, I had just started getting heavily into exercise again and doing intermittent fasting again. And that means that I'm fasting from 18 to 23 hours a day, and I'm eating healthy food, and I'm also exercising at least 5-6 times a week, sometimes 7, depending on how my body's feeling. I feel honestly that this has gone very well for me. I've been very active in the gym. I've been very active with my cardio, lifting. I've been doing hot yoga for the last couple months. I'm in good shape. I feel great. I've lost about 20 pounds since last summer, so I'm down to 170. That's really good because I'm only 5'8". So my point is that that's been very helpful for me. I feel that my physical fitness and health is going really well. My one critique against myself of physical fitness and health since I've done this writing, I would give it 2 actually. One is sometimes when I do eat, like after I've fasted for 18 to 23 hours, I eat things that I shouldn't eat. You know, sometimes I'll eat a little too many carbs. I'll go too heavy on the rice, or I'll have too many chips and hummus, or I'll have too much whatever. And so I'd like to just be a little more mindful of how I break my fast. Sometimes I have a tendency to break my fast by immediately gorging myself with a snack and then cooking dinner, which doesn't feel good to me. I'd really like to work on breaking my fast with some real intention, with something really healthy. And then if I want a snack after that, then fine. That's kind of how I want to adjust things there. As far as exercise goes, I feel like for the most part, I'm pretty satisfied with how that's going. So the last one, which is the one I told you I just recently finished writing about, was my financial livelihood. I want to have positive financial livelihood. I want to be financially organized, and I want to be on top of my money rather than having money being on top of me. I have always struggled with not being great about organizing, especially when it comes to numbers. I never excelled with numbers. I never excelled with regulating my compulsions. That's always been a learning edge for me. I feel like since September, I have only really been making progress on that the last few weeks because I decided to really re-up my commitment. But what happens is I typically lose track of my spending and end up at the end of the month having to look back on everything feeling kind of depleted because I didn't organize it well enough in the first place. So I really want to take the time at least once a week or more to review my budget. How's my spending going? Am I spending on the things that I need to be spending on? Am I wasting money on things I don't really need? Time wasters or impulse buys. And so that's something that I really need to be working on. I made big progress. I actually returned something the other day that I had bought, and I realized after a couple hours of really thinking about it, I don't need this. It's not something that's feeding me. It's not going to enhance the quality of my life. I can't really even afford it, so I just returned it. That was a huge growing step for me because typically I would have just kept it, and that just builds up that monster in the closet of being afraid of money rather than getting control of the money. So that's something I'd really like to continue to work on. I definitely have a blind spot there, and I will keep you all posted about how that goes over the next few months. Thank you so much for listening to how my future authoring process has been going. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or if you can relate to anything that I've said. Also, if you're interested in coming on Sorting Myself Out and talking about your own process, we'd love to have you either on a podcast or for a video blog if you want to send us some footage of things you're working on. So we hope to hear from you. Our email address is in the description, sortingmyselfout0@gmail.com. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything.